Hello and welcome back to Lala on Crafts TV. In our last episode, I showed you how to make this decoration for Valentine's Day, and today I'll show you how to color Marci. The stamp that I used on this project is called Heart Cupcake Marci. She was released last January and she was a part of our CHA release. She comes with a few sentiments. Hey cupcake, it's a cupcake kind of day and you're sweet. On this project that I showed you how to make in my previous tutorial, I used a sentiment from a different stamp. This is from Heart Key Marci. She was released last year, and this is the sentiment right here. You hold the key to my heart. Now let me start with coloring. For the skin tone on this image, I used only two colors, E00 and E11. I'm going to start with the lightest color, E00. I'm going to hold my marker about 45 to 40 degrees and I'm going to sit the brush on the paper and move it back and forward like so. I'm going to turn my image sideways so it's more comfortable for me to color. The paper I'm using is called Express It, and it has a nice almost glossy finish and it lets marker glide nicely on the paper. I'm adding the same color E00 to her arms and legs. Now I'm going to apply the shadows with E11. I'm going to go on the sides, under the hair and on the sides of Marci's face. A little bit under her bangs here. Isn't she cute with her hair on the side like that? Love her. I'm adding the shadows now to her arms and shoulders and to her legs, under her dress here and on the side. Now I'm going to go back with my E00 with the first color, and I'm going to use flicking motion when I set my marker down and then lift it to blend the shadow into the main skin tone. Since I'm using only two colors, I might find that there is not enough contrast, so I'm going to go back with E11 and add a little bit more. Since the paper is still wet with the ink, I might not even need to go back to blend again. Now I'm going to add blush. I'm going to use R20, and then again with the flicking motion, I'm going to apply the color to her cheeks, and then with E00 I'm going to blend it in. I usually use the same color as I use for the blush on Marci's lips, R20. Cute. Now I'm going to color her hair. I'm using three colors, YR31, YR24 and YR27. I'm going to start with my lightest color first, YR31. I'm going to hold my marker almost upright and use it in a flicking motion. I find that it works the best for me when I flick towards me. Some people might find that it works the best flicking out. You'll find the way that works the best for you. Try both ways. Going to do the same on her ponytails. If you've seen other images in this release, you've probably noticed that Marci has a lot of different hairstyles, especially in this release. When I'm finished with the first color, I'm going to use YR24 next. And I'm going to use it in the same manner, but now my strokes are shorter, so I can still see the previous color. This image was printed, it's a digi that was just released yesterday of this image. This image was printed on, as I mentioned, on Express-It cardstock. If you are stamping, if you're using rubber stamp and stamping, you probably already know that Magenta ink in Tuxedo Black is the best ink to stamp to color with Copic markers. Okay, my next color is YR27, and this is the darkest color. I'm going to apply it in the same manner, but even less of that. This is just for more contrast. You can see how it helps to make the image look more dimensional. Going to add some to her bangs here. Just kind of randomly. We released this image in Digi yesterday because we know that it's a great image to be used for Valentine's Day, but you can see that it can be used for any other occasions too. Now, if you compare these two images, the one that I have on the project already and the one that I just colored, you can see how the one that I just colored looks, her hair looks a little lighter, so she's more blonde. And that's the beauty of it. You can do more or less to your preference. If I decide it's too light for me, I can always go back with my first color and add a little bit more of it. I'm not blending, I'm just adding a little bit more color into it. And then a little bit more of my medium color, YR24. So you can see the difference now. It's getting close to the color that I have on my project image. Next I'm going to color the cupcake, and for the cupcake, for the top part of it, I use the same color as for Marci's hair, YR31. And cupcake here already has lines indicated for you, so I'm just going to enhance those lines with the color. I'm going to go back and blend a little bit. Now for Marci's shoes and the tie on her dress, I used RB52 and RB55. I'm going to start with my lighter color first, RB52. Now RB55. And back with RB52 to blend. And again, you might have noticed that I left some uncolored areas on her shoes, and that's for the highlight. Next I'm going to color the envelope that Marci is holding. I'm going to start with YR31. Just add a little bit color to it. And I'm going to blend it with E00. Now to the fun part. I'm going to show you how to color with the dots. It might look like it's Marci's dress and the cupcake wrapper and her hair ties are paper piece, but in fact they're colored with marker. And I'm using RB55 and R37 for the dots. I'm going to hold my marker almost upright, and I'm going to sit it down and then lift it to create the dots. I'm going to apply those pretty randomly on the design. I'm going to remember that there are folds and seams on the dress, so some of the dots are partial. That makes it look more natural. And you can add as much or as little as you like. It all depends on your preference. I'm going to add some to the cupcake wrapper and to her hair ties. The next one is R37. I chose pink and red for the dots for Marci's dress for this project to match the papers that I was using. I pulled the colors from here, from the paper. You see how fun it is? I see that I didn't color the heart here on the cupcake. I'll do it next. Done. Cute. Okay, so for the heart on the cupcake, I'm going to use RV52 and RV55. Use the lighter color first, then add darker color, RV55, and go back with RV52 to blend. Here on the envelope, I added a little heart. It's kind of hard to see it with my R37. And the way I did, I set the marker down one way and then the other way, and you can see how it creates a little heart. I hope it's not too small for you to see. Well, she's all finished and she's ready to go on my project. This is what I started with yesterday in our previous tutorial. I'm going to use foam tape. I'm going to cut a few pieces. If you didn't see my tutorial from yesterday on how to make this project, I'll post the link here on the comments section, on the description of the video. I'm sorry, not the comments. So you can go and visit. And if you decide to make something similar, of course we would love to see that. You can share with us by putting a link to your blog if you have one in the comments, or if you have a YouTube channel too. You can link us to that, or you can share on our Facebook page or blog. Now Marci goes onto the project here. And this is ready to be displayed in your home or given to someone special. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Till next time, much love.